This is CBS LA Mornings.
Good morning. Today is October 16th. Thank you so much for joining us here on CBS LA Mornings on KCAL 9. I'm Kalina Estrinos. Chris Holmstrom is off, and here are some of the major headlines we are following. Possible street racing leads to the scary collision in Southgate, and we are live at the scene with the status of those involved. Plus,
as Southern California gets ready for the Great American Shakeout, the city of Pasadena is retrofitting one of its most historic buildings so that it can survive the next big quake. We'll take you behind the scenes.
And the Dodgers back home today for Game 3 of the NLCS, and our Amanda Sorrentino is at Dodger Stadium with a preview of what's to come. But first, it is cold outside. Let's get a check of the forecast with our meteorologist Amber Lee this morning. It was extremely chilly, and this was the first time that I just turned the air off, and it stayed at like 69 in the house.
Yeah, you know, we finally got a break from the air conditioning because of that latest storm system that brought us the rain, and we are still left with some really chilly conditions. So once we head into the afternoon, we'll slowly start to warm up. So here's a quick look. We're starting off with those temperatures in the low 70s for the third game of the NLCS if you're headed to Dodger Stadium today. But here's a look at what's happening. We are dealing with some lighter offshore winds, so this is going to kick off the warming trend. So officially today we can say the warming trend begins here in Southern California because we're looking at temperatures going up little by little each day as we head into the next few days. So temperature wise, a little bit warmer than yesterday. You can see we have those 80-degree conditions inland for the valleys and the Inland Empire returning. And then we're looking at those mid 70s for LA and Orange County, 71 near the coast. Coming up my next weather forecast, I'll let you know how long this warm up is going to last and whether or not we're going to see rain in the next 7 days. All right, Kalina, back to you.
All right, Amber, thank you. Let's take you outside for a look at your traffic conditions right now. And I do have that road work in Willowbrook on the 105 West from Long Beach Boulevard to Vermont Avenue. 2 right lanes are blocked off, and it's so early in the morning, it's not really causing a heavy backup yet, but I'll of course keep you updated on this. It's about a 9-minute ride right now. If you want to avoid some of it, you can take the 91, you can take that 405. Both will help you right around it. Here's a look at the 15 Cajon Pass, and like usual, it's bunching up a little bit. 19-minute ride southbound on that 15 from the 395 to the 215. And coming up, I'll take you out to Orange County for a look there. Right now, though, we do have some developing news in Southgate this morning. A parked car caught on fire after 2 vehicles crashed and caused a pretty big mess there. This happened on Tweedy Boulevard and Stanford Avenue. And CBS LA reporter Tina Patel joins us live now from the scene with a look at the damage first responders had to deal with there overnight. Tina, good morning.
It was a mess overnight. Fortunately, no one was injured. As you can see behind me, police got all the cars towed away and they cleared up most of the damage. But let me show you what it looked like just a couple hours ago. One of the vehicles involved in this collision ended up catching on fire. Police say that was a parked car. There was no one inside at the time, and it's actually not even clear if the owner of the car knows what happened. Investigators are looking into the possibility that 2 cars were racing down Tweedy Boulevard. This was just before midnight last night. They say for some reason the 2 cars hit each other, then crashed into some parked cars that were here. And as we said, one caught on fire, another was pushed into a local business, damaging the front gate and the metal gate that was in front. Police arrested one of the drivers on suspicion of DUI. No one else was arrested. But as we come back out here live, police, as we said, are looking into the possibility that street racing might have been involved in this crash. So they're asking anybody who might have been a witness or seen anything to come forward so they can piece together what exactly happened. We'll send it back to you.
All right, Tina, thank you. The city of La Habra is taking action after we first broke the news on Tuesday. Neighbors complained to us about this muddy mess left behind from the recent storm. The rain unleashed mud and debris into backyards, and homeowners told us homeless people living along the Union Pacific train tracks behind their homes are clogging the drains. Within hours of our reporting, crews arrived to clean up the trash and restack sandbags.
This just can't be happening every time it rains.
You have million-dollar companies. You have the city of La Habra. You have Pacific Railroad. There's no reason why they cannot sit down at the table and reasonably and logically fix this problem for us residents.
The city tells us Public Works contacted Union Pacific to set up a meeting and a walkthrough of the property to find a solution. However, last night we received a response from Union Pacific saying its preliminary review indicates the retaining wall is not on their property. We will stay on top of this story and let you know what else we find out and also what ends up happening to help homeowners there. An Orange County man is trying to appeal a $300,000 fine for illegal fireworks on the 4th of July. But in an interview only on CBS LA, he says he did not set off the fireworks.
I don't have nothing to do with it. How do they expect you to pay? This is ridiculous. There's nothing I can't do. No, I can't afford nothing.
That is Jose Fernandez, and he is one of 18 homeowners who were ticketed for setting off fireworks. The city used drone video as evidence to cite homeowners, except Fernandez says he had nothing to do with it.
Where were you when the fireworks were going off?
Oh, I was in my backyard. I was watching my sports.
So what is your defense? What do you say, Jose?
I say that I don't have nothing to do with it.
Fernandez appealed the citation, and once he gets the result, the city council will then decide how much he has to pay. Improving road safety in Malibu, the city is planning to temporarily install 2 roundabouts on PCH at the intersection of El Matador Beach Road and Encinial Canyon Road. And Caltrans says the goal is to reduce speed and the number of crashes. Construction is expected to start next year. The city of Malibu and Caltrans are hosting a virtual meeting next Wednesday so that residents can learn about the project and also provide them some feedback. The roundabouts will be in place for 12 to 18 months. If they are successful, they then could become permanent. Well, you may have seen Pasadena's Central Library in movies like Legally Blonde, but today the picturesque landmark is in the spotlight for another reason. On this great American Shakeout Day, CBS LA's Cara Fincham shows us how it's modeling earthquake preparedness.
This may look like demolition, but city workers are actually rebuilding the core of Pasadena's Grand Library.
The building is made of unreinforced masonry, so it's vulnerable to seismic activities.
City inspectors shuttered the historic structure back in 2021, saying a major earthquake could bring it down. They then moved its extensive book collection to a warehouse for mobile checkouts. This week, we got our first opportunity to go back inside. Nearly 5 years after closing, the preliminary phases of a massive earthquake retrofit are underway. People who love this library are familiar with the beautiful built-in wooden bookshelves. It's what was just behind them that caused all of the concern. Here in the 45-foot-high Grand Hall, what looks like one thick wall is actually a double wall of bricks with void in between. So this is one of the walls here. It was constructed like this to allow for turn-of-the-century air circulation. But if we walk through,
We're behind on the other side of that Great Hall, and we can see that second masonry wall.
now thanks to a recently passed $1.9 million bond measure, scaffolding is going up, the inner wall will come down, and a concrete shear wall will take its place. Architects say it will make this building strong enough to withstand a major earthquake. Just below where we were, bobcats are already at work in the basement.
1,000 people a day would visit this library when it was open. It's really the living room for the community.
The Central Library went up in 1927 and was the very first building in Pasadena's Civic Center. Through the decades, it's also hosted all kinds of educational events and community gatherings. Now its intricate light fixtures, woodwork, and other historical features are being carefully preserved and cataloged. They'll be stored in a warehouse and reinstalled when the retrofit is complete.
We have not had an earthquake for years. We are well overdue. And we're not here to scare, but to prepare.
One huge Great Hall.
Pasadena wants everyone to take part in annual Great American Shakeout drills, and that includes visitors to the city's 10 open libraries.
To let them know about the best practices for dropping, covering, and holding on.
We do have on our website places to go to look for a checklist, for supplies. There's places to sign up for local alerts.
The Central Library plans to swing its doors open again in 2028. Until then, the community is leaving love letters to the gathering spot that's always been at its heart. Cara Fincham, CBS LA.
Welcome.